Terry McLaurin, recently, last 4 games, 7.3 fantasy points, 9.3 fantasy points, 9.0 fantasy points, and then 0 fantasy points.
Terry McLaurin might be the best dude in the NFL. Now, he has a reputation that goes back to his Ohio State days of being one of the best leaders in all of football. And that part has carried over into his NFL career. He is the Commanders' nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year, a very prestigious award, and perhaps the most prestigious individual award, and he's a very deserving nominee at that. The fact that Terry McLaurin has not lost his mind publicly this year only makes me think that much higher of Terry McLaurin as a person.
Yep.
This is a star wide receiver. $24 million per year is what the Commanders committed to him. You know why? Because he's worth it.
Super good. Yeah.
And yet, in a season in which Sam Howell leads the NFL in passing attempts and is top 5 in passing yards, Terry McLaurin has zero games with 100 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. If I were him, I would be so apoplectic by now. I would have already been cut or maybe traded by the Commanders franchise.
Hey, Field, what does apoplectic mean?
I like frustrated beyond belief.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start using that word more.
Apoplectic,
go.
it's a great word right there.
A lot of syllables in there. Makes you sound smart.
It makes you sound really smart.
I borrowed it from
Apoplectic.
Stefania. She
That's fair.
taught me
That's
several
fair,
years
yeah.
ago. But bottom line is Terry McLaurin's a better man than I am because the fact that his season has been this quiet under these circumstances is mind-numbing. Mind-numbing.
Well, let's discuss then the possibility of McLaurin having a good game for fantasy managers in this spot because there is a lot to like. It is not quite the apples to apples of Drake London versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last
but it's
week
close.
because the Buccaneers, as they were constituted, did not defend the pass nearly as well as the Rams have all season long. With that Aaron Donald and no-name defense, they've actually been very, very hard to produce points on through the air.
Yep.
But we have Matthew Stafford in the Rams offense in an absolute uber smash spot.
It is.
Like 30 points is what we're looking at for that Rams offense. And the Rams like to play a little bit quickly in matchups like this. And if that's the case, if they're scoring early and often with Kyron, Puka, Cooper, Matt Stafford, Sam Howell will do what he's had to do all year. Drop back and throw the football 40, 50 times in a game. And we're in a domed environment. They're a 6.5-point underdog, a total of 50. There's only one other game I think that has higher on the board this week.
Wow. What would that be? Philly, Seattle? No.
Is it Buffalo and Dallas maybe?
That makes sense. Yeah.
I'll look this up. Pulse can look it up for me too. But this, if there is, it's 87% the spot that Drake London had last week. This is the opportunity. The only issue is Drake London. He is the alpha target earner, whereas Terry McLaurin has Jahan Dotson to deal with, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson, even Logan Thomas. There's just, even though they throw a lot, it's so spread out in DC. So I think McLaurin, I would start as a confident flex / wide receiver 2, especially if the person you're going against is starting Sam Howell. That's a great way to leverage off of your opponent. If they have Sam Howell, put McLaurin in there because Howell, I think, is going to have close to 300 yards and a couple of scores in this game.
Wow. Bills Cowboys
That's
is the other team.
Bills Cowboys. All right, there we nailed it.
Now I'm starting to get excited about Terry McLaurin. I'm not going to lie.
He's better than any cornerback the Rams have. I mean, the Rams' young cornerbacks,
makes things
he's
tough for me.
better football player than them. Now, Raheem Morris' scheme has done well, but I'm not saying it's Drake London. I don't have that type of confidence.
Yeah.
But it is 87% the spot that Drake London had. It's now or never kind of for Terry.
Doesn't this feel though, because I love everything you say. I feel the exact same way that Field does. Like you definitely sparked something inside of me.
Yeah.
Right. But I the part for me that's tough is I don't feel like this is a Terry McLaurin thing. It's like if they would just find ways to get him the ball, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So can we just change the way we're playing offense to make sure that we target him more often?
Coming out of a bye week, maybe?
Fingers
Another
crossed.
great point.
Yeah.
That was another thing I forgot to mention, Field. I think the Commanders can keep this game closer than the spread indicates because the Rams are coming off an overtime, very physical, emotionally draining loss to Baltimore.
All right.
I think the Commanders can keep this. That defense was on the field a lot against Lamar Jackson. They're going to be tired. I think, again, Terry has an opportunity here that maybe he hasn't seen in a few weeks to really pop off. And just as far as numbers are concerned, regression is absolutely due at some point.
It is so due. It is so, God, they're just, I feel for him. As I said, I just wish that there were more people in this world with as much character and integrity as Terry McLaurin has because I would be cut by now if I were him and I had lost my mind. Like, I think I would lose my mind based off how little he's been used.
Good Son moment. Put you on the spot here, and it's impossible for you to answer. If you ever seen The Good Son, the mom has Macaulay Culkin, and the other one, his name escapes me right now, Elijah Wood, I think. And she's holding both of them off a cliff, and she only has the strength to save one of them, her biological son, or exactly. Terry McLaurin, Mel Kiper Jr., Field. You have to.
Oh, wow.
Who do you save?
You know what? I work with Mel, so I'm probably going to lean there, right? Yeah, but that is... I might be beat red by the end of this show with that kind of pressure right there. I do love them both.
Tyler, I don't remember the end of that movie. Which son did the mom choose? Was it Elijah
She saved
Wood?
the right one.
Was it the
She
ring
let
bearer?
Macaulay go, and
Good.
she let Macaulay go. Spoiler. It's a good movie. Like
Kept
early
the ring bearer.
90s.
That's what we wanted.